Happy Tuesday. Today I'm just going to start off with a confession. I'm an asshole. Right? I'm a full-fledged asshole. I sometimes make really terrible decisions. I sometimes hurt people. I sometimes do behaviors that are selfish and me-centered and all of those things. Yeah, I'm pretty much an asshole. But the good news about this is I'm not alone because you're kind of an asshole sometimes too, right? I mean, really, like, aren't we all? Aren't we all an asshole at some point or another? So today we're going to talk about what flavor of asshole are you? Knowing what kind of asshole you are can help you to not be an asshole if you don't want to be, right? So it is with everything else that we talk about. Self-awareness is the first place to begin. Awareness creates choice, and so therefore that means let's become aware of our particular flavor of assholedness so that we can address it. So today we're going to talk about the two ways to figure out what kind of asshole are you? Are we the same kind of asshole? Are we different kinds of assholes? What kind of asshole are you? Man, if I had $1 for every time I said asshole during this thing. Okay, so there are two ways to help figure out how you are showing up this way. How are you showing up in such a way that you are getting under the skin of other people and all those sorts of things, right? We know the behaviors of others can tank us into this way of thinking and judgment and all of those sorts of things. And it can be really, really easy to keep your focus out there. As we've talked about before, it's a whole lot easier to be mad at someone out there than it is to be disappointed or feeling some type of loss within ourselves. So today's the day that we're going to shift that focus. We're going to look at ourselves. So, okay, get to it. Two things that help you define what kind of asshole you are, right? One is notice what frustrates you most in other people. Look at the themes of the things that are frustrating, that frustrate you about other people. Is it, selfishness? Is it this? Is it whatever that is? But look at those themes. What are the biggest things that you are noticing really easily set you off? That could be for a few reasons. It can, in fact, be a trauma response. It can be that they are stepping on your values. Or it can be NPS. Just because something is in one of those two other buckets, it doesn't mean it's not also in the third. And the third one is we oftentimes get really frustrated when we see other people or we experience other people doing things that we do ourselves. We might not recognize it as that, but that's what today is about creating awareness. It is about slowing down and really assessing. When you get frustrated with that person for doing that one particular thing over and over again, what is the judgment you have about them? What do you think it means about them? What do you think they're thinking or their goal is by doing it? And really start to assess, do I find myself thinking or feeling or doing similar things? Oftentimes you will say the answer to that question will be, yeah, but, right? Yeah, but I do it for this reason and they're doing it for that reason. Well, that's mind reading. We don't know for sure, right? And so it is time to assess. What are the themes that you see showing up in other people or those closest to you that just bug the heck out of you? And it is time to slow down and look at cause and reasoning and your own judgments and assessments as to why they are doing it. And then it's time to look and see, do I have some of those same tendencies? Do I have some of those beliefs? Do I have some of those reasonings as well? So that's one way that you could figure out if you think they're an asshole for doing the thing. Guess what? you're an asshole for doing the same thing, or for having the same goal, or for, whatever that is, for having that same belief, right? So then we have to look at, okay, are we really assholes or just trying our best, right? Okay, so that's that one. So look at what things trigger you and other people and really, really dig deep into cause, reasoning, all that kind of stuff, and look at yourself and see what of that might be inside of you. Second one is, this one gets a little bit rough. So the second way to figure out what flavor of asshole you are is, what have people said about you in times of anger or frustration or arguments or whatever? We've all had those arguments that ended up being arguments about arguments. They start about, money, sex, time, attention, meals, whatever those things are. But then they end up morphing into arguments about personality traits and, yeah, but you always, and, the way, arguments about arguments and on all that stuff that we tend to do. So it's time to look at, through the years, through different people in your life, have there been a handful of things where multiple people have made the same complaint about you, even in times of heatedness? And yes, the way in which it was presented was, maybe irrational, maybe, like not accurate and all that kind of stuff. But if it's coming from more than one person, it is time to look at what element of this complaint might be valid. So I'm going to be very vulnerable with you and share you one of mine. So I have been told over the years that I focus on I'm searching for the negative. I'm focused on the negative. I'm searching for the negative. All you can do is see the negative, right? And throughout all of, whenever I heard that, I just kind of dismissed it as, well, of course, because I'm the type of person that, I want to be the fixer. I want to improve. I want to become a better person. I want to be a better person. I want to make other people better. I'm the fixer, right? That's what I do. And so the only way you can fix something is if it's broken. You can't fix something that's not broken, right? So looking for the things to fix I'm now at the ripe old age of 52, hearing the underlying message. Right? The message that came out in anger and frustration is, you're just looking for something to complain about. You're searching for reasons to be mad at me. You're searching for, the negative. And, all this time I'm just thinking, I'm not searching for anything, but if I notice, right? I'm the fixer. I want to fix the things that I'm noticing. But I am the asshole because, let's face it, trying to fix something for someone else, that's a selfish mission. That's so that I feel good. If I'm labeled the fixer and then I fix something and that gives me a boost and then that gets to confirm that's who I am, that's about me. And so I was able to see, I have in fact gotten myself into a place of filtering, my experience through this lens of, what can I do to help? What can I do to fix? What can I do to make things better? But the outward repercussions of that mindset appears to be filtering for and searching for things that are wrong, not things to fix and improve, but focusing on what's wrong. And so I get it. I can see that now. And so now that enables me to do some mental, emotional exercises around this so that I can start to alter the filter through which I'm seeing life. Not being so selfish to have to be the fixer. Let's keep it to the profession and out of, that kind of stuff. And so I'm telling you, this has been incredibly eye-opening for me to be able to recognize one of the flavors of my assholedness and what I can do to improve that for the future. So as always, let me know what you think. Let me know what flavor of asshole you are, or what is the theme of asshole you're noticing most in your life that you would like to be different, or anything else you want me to talk about. I am here. Thank you so much, and I will see you next Tuesday.